Hi Leo, welcome to your month ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world. With that said, if you would like to join my mailing list or book a personal reading, you can do so on the web links below. And also, if you would like to sign up for the Radiant Reflections group, you can get a daily tarot reading, a look at the numerology and an inspirational message from me. More waffling on, I know, but you can do all of that on the website address below. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you, or should I say us, on our paths to our highest vibrational good. My ascendant brothers and sisters, let's see what the month ahead has in store for us. What are our actions and interactions with the world at large? What are we doing this month? What are we doing? And this month we get the High Priestess, right? So firstly, we're coming out of the shadows and into the light. The High Priestess is about hidden things revealed. Your actions and interactions with the world at large is about what you're doing. And it really feels for me like we are coming out of the darkness. We're dropping the veil. I feel like Leo's getting back to being Leo, right? This is the month where we're really going to start to enjoy ourselves more. But ultimately, that High Priestess says that you are going to be walking in and trusting your own intuitive ability. This is going to be a month where you're walking your intuition, Leo, and ultimately Leo's a big cat, right? Cats are very psychic, very intuitive, and the High Priestess is also a card of, like I said, hidden things revealed. It really feels for me like this happens in three ways. One, you're going to be listening to your intuition a hell of a lot more this month. Two, you are going to be coming out of the shadows and really revealing yourself to people. So you'll be sharing experiences, maybe talking more about yourself. One of the things that I had a friend say to me recently is, you know, we know all of this stuff that you do, but we don't necessarily know a lot about Raph. And you know what? I feel like this month I'm probably going to start to do that a bit more, to get more interactive with you guys so that you get a handle or an understanding of who I actually am, you know, the man behind the mirror. So whatever, you get my point. And then finally, walking in your power, in your intuition, and knowing that you have an understanding or an innate ability to intuit what it is that you need to know and where it is that you need to be. Going to be a very interesting month. Leos are ready to reveal themselves, or certainly, you know, because a lot of people say like, oh, you know, confidence and they're always on stage and performing, but what about the reserved Leos? So what I'm saying is this is really going to be more about revealing the true you, the inner you that you don't necessarily share with everybody this month. So that will be interesting. Money and materials. We've got the Five of Wands, right? So it looks like money comes from groups. Money comes from interacting with a lot of people. With that too, the High Priestess right next to it as well. It looks like there's hidden money happening here. And when I say hidden money, this feels for me by aligning with certain groups or going to certain things, I feel like you're going to pick up more business. Certainly if you are a freelancer, or you know, you work for yourself, or you do something similar to what I do, or you have a business that has that kind of setup, your money is found in groups by interacting with more people this month. And it really feels like you're doing this by getting in touch with more people and possibly even going to speak to people that you might not necessarily speak to, you know, getting involved and interactive with certain groups that you know, that you might not necessarily usually interact with. The other thing as well with that Five of Wands, it says that you're going to get very proactive this month about making more money. You're going to get, you know, even if you're in a job, like it's very often I see this card when people are going to, you know, they've said, right, enough, I want to go for what I want. It's not just about a lot of people talking at once or about groups. It can very much be sometimes a card of, you know what, I'm going to push myself out there in front of everybody else. So your communications with the world at large this month, you've got the 9 of Wands. So you are not holding back anymore, Leo. This is really interesting because the 9 of Wands always suggests that there's something you've wanted to say for quite some time, but you haven't really known how to do it. And this I find interesting because it really does feel, especially with that High Priestess card there, it really does feel like you're coming out of the closet in some way, shape or form. Now, for some of you, that could be literally. For others, you could be coming out of the broom closet. Guys, you know what? I'm actually a witch. I'm spiritual. I'm this, I'm that. Da, 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 da. For a lot of you, I feel like you have... It's almost like where before you've kind of held back on letting people into the details and the privy of who you are or what's going on in your life, this month you're going to be reversing that. So even though it comes up as the 9 of Wands, I feel like you personally, Leo, are ready to start speaking up and out more about what it is that you want and ultimately who you really are. Exciting times. And then your heart and hearth. So this is all to do with your personal relationships, right? So this is like your love sector. So you've got the 6 of Swords. Okay, I've got to be honest with you guys. It looks like some of us may well be separating from a partner this month. It looks like we are going separate ways. For those of you that are partnered, it looks like you are... yeah, not necessarily separating from a partner. That's probably a bit harsh actually, because the 6 of Swords represents moving from a period of troubled times into smoother waters. But with that 9 of Wands there, it really kind of feels for me like you're moving away from a previous paradigm. So you're stepping away from what was or how things were, and you're moving into a new dynamic or a new way of doing things. So for a lot of you, this will either look like having the conversation where, you know, you're presenting each other with an ultimatum. I'm either going to need this or this in order for us to stay here, or we're going to have to do something else. For those of you that are single, that have had a rough run of it with the love life, and it looks like a fair few of you, to be fair, it looks like you're moving into a time where you feel a lot better about yourself, where things just tend to improve, where things just tend to, you know, happen really lovely. And ultimately, I feel like a big part of this is because the move of Venus into the move of Venus into Aquarius, which is your 7th house, right? But yeah, you know, like I said, it's not necessarily that I feel like a lot of you will be splitting up or going your separate ways. For some of you, that is definitely a possibility this month. And with that 9 of Wands, it looks like you're talking about things or setting, you know, rules or guidelines that will either be deal makers or breakers for a lot of you. And for all of us, in terms of our familial stuff or our friendships, it looks like we're about to have an easier time of it. You know, if you've been having some family drama, etc., then that will start to ease up this month as well. So your first week of March, you got the Lovers card. Right, so you are making a decision, you are choosing. The Lovers card underneath the High Priestess there suggests that there is a choice coming that you cannot yet anticipate, Leo. The reason you can't anticipate it, because the High Priestess, she is hidden things revealed. You won't know this until it comes, until the opportunity or the decision presents itself literally right in front of you. You can't anticipate this. I can't even read any more into it. So there is a decision to make in the first week of March, and that decision will be down to you. My advice to you is listen to your intuition and really follow your gut instinct. Second week of March, you've got the Hermit card underneath the 5 of Wands. So yeah, it looks like there's some kind of, by aligning yourself with groups, by aligning yourself with different types of people, the Hermit card feels like a warning this month, not necessarily an image itself. It really feels like this month, Leo, you've got to be more social. You can't hide behind closed doors anymore. You need to be getting out there. The Hermit card is basically saying in the second week of March, you need to be prepared to be out there in and of the world if you want to achieve or receive the blessings that you so desire. Your third week of March, you have the Justice card underneath the Nine of Wands. So yeah, it looks like not only are ultimatums being laid down, but it really does feel like to me you guys are speaking your truth this month. You really are just going to stand in it, and I don't see anything explosive. I don't see anything particularly difficult. I do see a decision, like I said, coming that you will have to choose. You've got two cards of choice here, and you've got the High Priestess there. There is a choice or a decision that is coming to you that will come out of the blue. It will come left of field. You cannot anticipate this at the moment. For some of you, it could be that you're offered a new job that forces you to move, and you've got to decide, you know, we'll give you, you know, they might say to you, we'll give you a week to decide. For others of you, you could meet somebody that absolutely bowls you over and knocks you over and has you falling head over heels for somebody. But the caveat of that is that you're already in a partnership. What happens then? You will be presented with a choice this month, Leo, that is really going to change things for you in a big dynamic way. And then finally, the fourth week of, you've got the Fool card, right? So the Fool card underneath the Six of Swords. Very interesting, because this again suggests that there are good times coming, but there's also some kind of spontaneous travel this month, and for a lot of us actually that looks like what it may well be. Someone might phone you and say, look, I need you to be here. For some of you it will be fairly close distance, but for a fair few of you this is going to be, you know, hopping on a plane and going somewhere else. And yeah, that Fool card as well, it's almost like, again, it's a card of unanticipated. You know, you can't really quantify it because you don't have anything to measure it against or weigh it out with. You're going to have to stay on your toes this month, Leo. It looks like a bit of an interesting month. It looks like a good dynamic month, but it looks like you are going to be going through a lot of shocks. Not all bad, but yeah, it looks like there are some changes on the horizon, and I know that might not necessarily always be your bag as a fixed sign, but it is what it is. So your key to the month, you've got that Five of Wands. Align yourself with groups. When there are invites, go along. Whatever you're invited to, whether it is whether it is for parties, for pleasure, for professionalism, whatever you are invited to in the month of March, Leo, I advise you to go, because by going to these things, by going and aligning yourself with various different things and various different groups, you're going to find someone or something that is the next leg or stage of your journey, but it cannot be anticipated at this moment in time. Let me know how it shapes up for you in the comments, and I will do the same. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have an amazing month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.